How to make oneself feel less tired or less depressed? Well, this is an interesting question, although from my standpoint it shouldn't necessarily exist. See, the problem most people face is not necessarily depression itself. Depression is kind of a result of doing things that you don't like and faking your life each and every moment almost, because we all fake behaviors for the sake of others. We all fake that we like certain environments, certain friends or people that we call friends, just so that we are not left without socializing and such. Many people simply run away from the fact that in silence most of your power will bloom in front of you, so that you can become aware of it. Now, one thing that has helped throughout my life when I was very depressed was looking myself in the mirror and smiling, because this was something way deeper than faking it. I am not an advocate of fake it till you make it. Maybe it works with some people, but in the end, what one calls faking means just pretense. I do not live my life by pretense, because pretense is not something touchable, it is not something good. You can simply put all the garbage under the carpet. You can put all the problems in a locker and pretend they don't exist. They will burst out sooner or later. The problem with most people is that they have gotten so used to being tired, to being hopeless and depressed, that when they no longer feel like that, they become depressed that they are not depressed. Because once their comfort zone is misery, once they are no longer miserable, they will feel miserable that they are not miserable. Yes, it is a cheeky way of life, in a way. It is a cheeky trap of consciousness, if you want to put it so, whatever you want. The problem with many people is that in some of the cases, when you feel tired, you're just overdoing things and you're not realizing how many things you're doing. A lot of people don't do anything physical with their life, but they overthink. Don't forget that your nervous system, despite not being much compared to the rest of the physical body in terms of weight and in terms of cell number, it consumes 20% at least of any food intake. Yes, any energy that your body creates, 20% that will be taken by the nervous system. It is the nervous cells are probably the most voracious cells in the human body. How so? Well, the nervous cells, the neurons, are so voracious. When they're hungry, they start even devouring themselves. And that's technically how you perceive the sensation that you are hungry. Well, that is to whoever perceives that. In my case, I think it kind of doesn't function, because I can say I rarely feel that I am hungry actually. But, well, that is just me. When we think about things in life, many people feel that their comfort zone has become misery. And once that happens and they are no longer miserable, well, they will feel miserable about not being comfortable. Yes, it can happen. At times, your mind can replicate a certain thing just to soothe itself. Because once you are no longer in your comfort zone, have you noticed that your mind starts wondering on what it was like when you were in your comfort zone? You will be met with situations in your life when you are not tired, but your mind replicates that. It's what I call unconscious behavioral replication. Your mind is very good at replicating certain behaviors or certain stances, states of mind, and at times you may feel extremely energetic, but at the same time you might actually feel very tired. This happens to me quite often, but in my case, it has spiritual premises, because I'm still going through a lot of, let's say, karmic dispensing, removing, whatever you call it. And these are cycles of life that all of us go. Whether you're an ignorant or whether you're an enlightened being, we all go through certain things like this. Because in the end, one can only go beyond the cycles of life and death once all their karma is simply purged. Once your karma is fully purged, you no longer have a place in this physicality, and you will become one with the cosmos. That is why a lot of the highly enlightened beings, you will see they all have a certain craving. Maybe it is food, maybe it is overspeeding or living life always on the edge, because they need something to be kept anchored. Else, if that anchor breaks, they simply leave the physical body. Just like that, poof, their physical body will drop, their consciousness is gone, and will no longer reincarnate. Yes? However, those enlightened beings prefer leaving this cosmos through a certain, through one of the ways, let's say, that you can leave the physical body in an advanced way through which you don't create any more karma. So, well, that for probably for other videos. But people have to comprehend, smiling in the mirror is not something bad. It is not faking. At the beginning it will feel like faking, because don't forget, once you have a certain behavior, you have convinced your energies that that is the way. That is what you want to do in life. So your life energies will defend that. Your mind will defend that. When you're no longer living by that, it will constantly try to pull you back there. Have you noticed that? You will always get thoughts of how comfortable it was when you were back then, how well it felt, how easy it was. Yes, that's why you'll always tend to pull yourself down, right? And the point is, well, at first it may feel like you're faking it, because in the end, don't forget, your system will not want that change immediately. Now, why I'm saying smile in the mirror is not to just pretend. Yes, smile in the mirror and look at yourself just for a few seconds. Maybe you don't like what you see. Maybe you've seen the same sad, depressed face. Why not look at it smiling? You'll see you'll have even more of a resentment, because that's how used your physical body is with your depression. If something gets used, if your physical body gets used to it, it means that that experience of feeling like that is more than just an experience. It is memory. It is part of each and every one of your cells. That is why a lot of people can't change a habit that easily, because you have to change and readjust yourself. Yes, you have to build a comfort zone, a new comfort zone in which you're smiling and you're happy and you're feeling calm about it and you're feeling comfortable about it. Because you've been comfortable about being miserable and shitty. And, well, you need a lot of effort, yes. You need to not do things in order to become miserable. And that takes quite some effort. The problem is, life always wants something new. It's not necessarily your ADHD, that's probably an amplifier, but life will always seek something new. Life will always want some challenge. And not doing those will always make you feel depressed, because you're not listening to life's requests. Life gives you all the possible things. It gives you the power of intuition. It gives you super senses and the such. But you're just interested in living a stupid, mundane life just for the sake of feeling comfortable. This is one of the greater challenges of nature. Yes? And well, I think I've spoken about this in other videos, at least indirectly. Now, when it comes to looking at yourself smiling, you have to understand, in your life you have to make peace with your body. Whatever you don't like about your body, your physical body is gonna be your best friend until you part ways with it. Because your spouse may leave you, your parents will probably pass away before you, or who knows, maybe you're gonna move in a different country and you're not gonna be able to see them that often, right? Speaking online can be one thing, but a hug and feeling them up close, it's always a different thing. Yes, technology may not easily replicate that. And your physical body will be your best friend, so why not make peace with it? Whatever you don't like about it, it's okay, you're gonna live with it, and to some people it's a nightmare. Well, they have to learn their own lessons. Why not make peace with that which you cannot separate yourself, unless you want to do something very horrible? And that will give you a lot of karma, which honestly I would say you do not want. And in the end, if we are to think about looking at yourself in the mirror while smiling, how hard is it to actually smile? You're only gonna sabotage it because it is not comfortable at the beginning. But once you smile, you will see things change in time. It might take weeks, it might take months. I had crippling depressions when I was a child, when I was an adolescent. I would smile suddenly and I would feel like the whole world would open back to me yet again. This is something that may happen per individual, obviously, but it can help some people, so that's why I decided to throw this video around. So hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. You are appreciated, take care, enjoy life, and this being said, Ferenc Board signing out.